Hello. Today I will be going over the purchase order request fulfillment process. A prerequisite to initiate this process is that the user needs to have access to TBC's SharePoint site, which you can currently view on the screen. The training documentation for said process is available under HR/accounting/form site. Then clicking on the PO request fulfillment training page. On this page, you will find a user guide and process map listed. You may view or download the user guide by clicking on the said links. Talking about the process itself, the first step is to identify a request. A request may be of two types, internal or client-specific. An example of an internal request may be to schedule a training or certification or buying an additional license to support an in-house tool. An example of a client request may be an engineer as part of an assessment or discovery session, or for an ongoing project may come across the need to order additional or replacement equipment. In such a scenario, the engineer should follow the recommended steps. First being, document and share assessment discovery results with the project team. Based on discussion, approach vendor for vendor quote. Then, share vendor quote with account manager and project lead. Confirm if the bill needs to be passed to the client and/or there is a new price markup. Subsequently, document the details in a new or existing statement of work. Share the same with the client and save the fully executed statement of work in the client contracts folder in SharePoint. Once we have identified the requests and have the necessary documents in place, we proceed to phase 1. New order request. For the same, we will click on the form link. Place an order/request a PO. We then click on Add New Item. You can now view the form itself. This form is specific to a single client and a single vendor. If you need to place an order for multiple clients/vendors, please create additional forms for the same. In the form, you'll need to fill out the following fields. Client is where you'll list the name of the client. If it is an internal request, you list the client as TBC. You then enter the associated project code from ServiceNow. Add the vendor name, the category in which your order falls. List how urgent your request is. This is a reference guide to the approval manager and the accounting team to assess the priority of this order request. Add the required delivery date. It is recommended you attach the vendor quote and/or the fully executed statement of work, and/or any other relevant documents. You may attach the documents by clicking either here or here. To select Approval Manager, a reference matrix is listed here. Please select the appropriate approval managers from the matrix to ensure your request is successfully processed. Please list if the order bill is to be passed through to the client and/or if there is a new price markup. You may additionally add the item description, receipt information, and any information you may want to provide. After filling out the form, click on Save. When you click on Save, your form is submitted. The system then assigns your order request an order ID and status, in which you can view on SharePoint. Moving to Phase 2, Sponsor Approval. First step of this process is to send an email to the requester stating that the request has been successfully submitted for processing. Second step is to assign a task to the listed approval manager to approve or reject the order request. Instructions for Approval Manager. Click on Task Title, New Order Request Sponsor Approval. Once you click on it, it will open a web page. Click on Edit Item. To approve the request, click on Sponsor Approval, and subsequently a task will be assigned to accounting to fulfill the request. To reject the request, click on Rejected, and subsequently the requester will be alerted that the request has been rejected. Proceeding to Phase 3, Accounting Request Fulfillment. First step of this phase is to send the requester an email confirming that their request has been approved by their approval manager. Then, the accounting department receives a task email to fulfill the request or reject the order request. Instructions for accounting department. Click on Task Title, Order Request Approval, Require Request Fulfillment. This will open a web page. Then, click on Edit Item. Before approving the request, it is recommended that the approver clicks on the parent form by clicking on the boxed item. This will open the form itself in SharePoint. Click on Edit Item in the top ribbon. Add the PO number in the following field. Click on Attach File to attach the purchase order to the form. Click on Save. Now returning to the task. To confirm if the request has been fulfilled, click on Ordered, and subsequently a task will be assigned to the requester to confirm if they've placed the order. To reject the request, please click on Rejected, and subsequently the requester will be alerted that the request has been rejected. Please note that if more than one member has been assigned a task, the workflow will proceed to the next stage as soon as the first member or anyone from the group acknowledges the task. The rest of the members will receive a task cancellation email stating that there is no further action required from them on the task. Then, the order status is updated based on the accounting department's input, which is then visible on SharePoint. Proceeding to Phase 4, Requester Confirmed if Ordered. The requester and the approval manager receive an email confirming that their request has been fulfilled by accounting. Then, the requester also receives a task email to confirm if the order has been placed or reject the order request. Instructions for requester. Click on Task Title, Order Request Approved, Confirm if ordered has been placed. This will open a web page. Click on Edit Item. Before approving the request, it is recommended that the requester clicks on Parent Form by clicking on the boxed item. Click on Edit Item in the top ribbon. Add the shipping ID number in the following field. Click on Attach File to attach the shipping confirmation document, if any, to the form. Click on Save. Now returning to the task. To confirm if the order has been placed, click on Ordered, and subsequently a task will be assigned to the IT Operations Center to confirm that if they've received the order. To reject the request, click on Rejected, and subsequently the approval manager and accounting team will be alerted that the request has been rejected. The order status is then updated on the requester's input. Please note, if the accounting team is placing an order with a vendor on your behalf, please confirm the order status with accounting before marking it as ordered. Proceeding to Phase 5, ITALK Confirmation Delivery. In this phase, the requester, accounting, approval manager, and ITALK receive an email confirming that the order has been placed. Then, the ITALK receives a task email to acknowledge receiving the order items or reject the same. Instructions for ITALK. Click on Task Title, Confirm Delivery. Click on Edit Item. To confirm if the order has been received, click on Received, and subsequently an email will be sent out to the receiver, approval manager, and accounting stating that the order has been received. To reject the request, click on Rejected, and subsequently the requester will be alerted that the request has been rejected. If more than one member has been assigned a task, the workflow will proceed to the next stage as the first member or anyone from the group acknowledges the task. Rest of the members will receive a task cancellation email stating that there is no further action required from them on the task. The order status is then updated based on ITALK's input. If at any time an order request has been rejected, the requester, approval manager, and accounting team receive an email stating that the order request has been rejected. It is advised that if the last known order status was requested, The requester communicates with the approval manager to confirm why the order request was rejected and the next steps. If the last known order status was sponsor approved, the requester communicates with the accounting team to confirm why the order request was rejected. If the last known order status was accounting request fulfilled, the accounting team communicates with the requester to confirm why the order request was rejected. And if the last known order status was requester ordered, the requester and/or accounting team communicate with iTalk to confirm why the order request was rejected. This is Isabella Shilliday. Thank you for your time.